Beside a roadside billboard, a Russian soldier attempts to evade a drone and raises a grenade in an effort to counter it. But the grenade detonates prematurely, abruptly ending the encounter. On January 24, 2026, a truck carrying Russian troops was ambushed by Ukrainian forces. Drone footage from Ukrainian units shows a stripped-down Russian Ural truck, with its roof and doors removed, transporting infantry directly toward the front line. The Ukrainian 110th Mechanized Brigade closely monitored the movement, waiting for the optimal moment to strike. The Russian troops stopped the vehicle and deployed their infantry near a tree line in the Donetsk region. Whether this was their intended objective or an attempt to evade a drone strike remains unclear. However, positioning in this exposed area left them highly vulnerable. Ukrainian forces carried out multiple precise drone strikes, while thermal drone footage guided artillery, enabling a coordinated attack that neutralized the Russian positions. The footage shows dense bushes beside a large trench cutting through the terrain. Two figures remain concealed near the edge. One of them climbs out of the trench and rolls several meters toward the other, attempting to reposition without exposing himself. The movement is brief, deliberate, and cautious, but from above, it is already enough to reveal their location. A visibly exhausted Russian soldier is seen struggling to move forward, weighed down by a backpack and his weapon. After walking for some time, he stops to rest and sits at a table along the roadside. At that moment, a Ukrainian drone operator deploys an FPV drone, which engages the soldier while he remains stationary. In the Kursk direction, Ukrainian border guard UAV operators engaged a Russian military vehicle. Shortly afterward, the same drone targeted a nearby Russian shelter, and the strike caused a powerful blast that effectively neutralized the position. FPV drones destroyed a Russian fighting position on the Lyman front during a coordinated operation by drone operators from the Sinam Battalion. Working in pairs, the Ukrainian team carried out a methodical strike. The first FPV drone entered the shelter and detonated inside, forcing two Russian soldiers to attempt an escape. The second drone remained on overwatch, immediately detecting their movement and striking one of the fleeing soldiers. After a brief period, the drone recorded confirmation of the result. Despite sustaining damage during the operation, the FPV drone was preserved and redirected back toward the original position. A second strike was then carried out, further destroying the shelter along with remaining enemy equipment. The final footage clearly shows the outcome of the operation, demonstrating the effectiveness of coordinated FPV drone tactics in neutralizing fortified positions. The sequence unfolds near Pokros, where a Russian tank moves along a dirt road at a steady pace toward the rear area. From above, a Ukrainian drone detects the vehicle and begins a quiet pursuit, maintaining distance and matching its direction of travel. Inside the tank, the crew shows no sign of awareness. After several moments of tracking and confirmation, the drone accelerates, closes the gap from behind, and commits. The engagement ends quickly, illustrating how armored movement along exposed routes remains vulnerable once aerial tracking is established. The scene unfolds on open ground near Prosk, where a Russian soldier focuses upward, attempting to engage a drone hovering overhead. His attention remains fixed on the visible threat. From a different angle, a second Ukrainian drone approaches quietly, closing the distance without warning and removing any remaining chance to react. The sequence unfolds near a forest edge in the Prasov direction, where three Russian soldiers are seen fleeing in panic across uneven ground, attempting to reach cover among the trees. As they approach a single exposed tree, a Ukrainian drone closes in and commits to the strike. After the initial impact, one soldier is left wounded in the arm but manages to get back on his feet. His two companions continue running without slowing down or offering assistance, disappearing deeper toward the tree line. The injured soldier follows at a slower pace, his movement unstable and uneven. After several strained steps, exhaustion overtakes him, and unable to continue, he collapses onto the ground, left exposed under continued aerial observation. The next sequence unfolds inside a forest zone near Pikrok that has been heavily damaged by recent fighting. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identifies 2 Russian soldiers sheltering in a shallow pit beside a fallen tree, relying on broken terrain and debris for cover. From the aerial view, their position is immediately apparent, but on the ground they remain unaware that they are being tracked. The drone descends gradually, maintaining a controlled angle while confirming spacing and movement. Only as the sound grows louder does one soldier react, raising his weapon and firing upward in an attempt to drive the aircraft away. The response comes too late. The drone commits, and the initial strike leaves both soldiers stunned and unable to relocate. They remain inside the pit, attempting to recover and waiting for assistance that never arrives. Above them, the drone does not rush away, instead maintaining steady observation and scanning the surrounding forest for additional movement, illustrating how damaged terrain and improvised cover offer little protection once aerial surveillance establishes control. Footage from Kursk Oblast captures Ukrainian FPV drone pilots engaging a mixed force of Russian and North Korean infantry. The drones provided real-time aerial reconnaissance, allowing operators to track the movement of enemy soldiers across both open fields and partially covered terrain. The FPV drones executed multiple strikes with precision, targeting exposed personnel and disrupting enemy formations. Some infantry attempted to take cover or hide among natural obstacles, but the drones maintained continuous observation, adjusting their approach angles to ensure effective engagement. January 7, 2026. A Ukrainian FPV drone targeted Russian personnel in a wooded area. 2 Russian soldiers were detected hiding among the trees, and a drone attack was immediately launched. One of the soldiers took cover behind a tree and began firing at the approaching drone. The other soldier, unable to hit or evade the aircraft, became the direct target of the strike. A Russian FPV drone ambushes another Ukrainian drone operator. When the Ukrainian soldier goes outside to retrieve the drone, the Russian FPV drone attacks, but the Ukrainian soldier manages to get inside by a few seconds. In eastern Ukraine, Ukrainian forces targeted a shelter occupied by Russian soldiers. The group attempted to take cover in trenches to avoid aerial detection, but drone operators identified their position. Following several precisely coordinated engagements, the shelter was repeatedly struck, rendering it inoperable and neutralizing the personnel inside.